If you ever spend a night tossing and turning left to right, your pillow is hard as a brick, you hear birds chirping and dogs barking, you already know how the morning's going to feel. You're going to be tired, cranky, and all out of sorts. Missing 7 to 9 hours of sleep can cause a toll in your health, and it can not only make you groggy, but it can also cause long-term effects. This brings me to my topic today of sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is nothing more than not getting the number of hours of sleep per night. It can affect your mental, physical, and emotional state of health. I have 11 effects for y'all, and my first effect is diabetes. More specifically, type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes happens because it's a struggle for a person to process glucose the way they should, and sleep deprivation can cause type 2 diabetes. My second point is the brain. The prefrontal cortex of the brain is in your frontal lobe of your brain, or more specifically, your forehead, near your forehead. This causes behavioral changes, logical reasoning changes, because you're being deprived of sleep. Growth, especially for me and Brianna, is very important for us to get enough hours of sleep, because not getting enough hours of sleep and becoming sleep deprived can have a toll on our growth hormone, which is our pituitary gland. Working memory. Memory can have a toll all because of sleep deprivation. An example of this is, maybe you forgot an ingredient baking soup, or maybe you forgot what you just said a second ago. All of these things are examples of memory lapses or even attention span difficulties. Also, your nervous system has an effect, can play an effect in your central nervous system. Because of sleep deprivation, it can cause you to have difficulties to concentrate, or even difficulties to react, which can cause life or death situations. For example, if you are driving and your attention span was off, you could end up in a car crash or a life or death situation. Mood changes. It can cause anxiety or depression. Also, weight gain. They did a study of REM and non-REM sleep, which is basically some rats getting the adequate number of hours of sleep and other rats that weren't. And the rats that weren't, the studies hypothesized that the rats that weren't getting the number of hours of sleep had an increase in appetite and an increase in energy levels, which basically caused them to have a weight gain in their weight. Also, they did an obesity study in humans across the world, obesity all stemming from or had a relationship with sleep deprivation. Also, poor balance. Nothing more to say there. Just poor balance because of sleep deprivation and even low sex drive in men. It can also cause a weakened immunity in people. It can cause people to become sick. We have these things called cytokines, which are basically like our squad to fight off different sicknesses that are prone to trying to come into our bodies. But when we're not getting enough sleep, these cells called cytokines are producing less, or just having or not producing the way they should, and it's causing people to become sick. Flus, stomach bugs, viruses, all these sorts of things, all because people are not getting the number of hours of sleep and having a weakened immunity. Our respiratory system can be affected. People with sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is basically a period of time during the night where someone is not breathing, causing them to wake up periodically, and that can cause sleep deprivation. But also, sleep deprivation can cause respiratory infections, which can be very bad in the long-term scheme of things in your health. Your digestive system can also be affected, which brings me to my last point, which can cause an increase in your appetite, which is ghrelin, a hormone in your digestive system, which can be very bad in your digestive system and not very helpful. So now that we've covered all of the effects, let's talk about the treatments on how to overcome sleep deprivation. So our first point is say no to some things. Sometimes you have to say no to some things to open up time or more time so that you can sleep. Turn off your cell phones. Make your room as dark as possible so that you can get good rest. Make your sleeping experience comfortable. Get a good mattress, get a good pillow so that you can sleep great at night. Try not to nap too much during the day so you don't have to stay awake too much during the night. Have a relaxing bedtime routine. And also have a consistency with getting up the same time you go to bed. Also, treatments can include medicine. Medications are great treatments, maybe not always the best because they do have side effects, but talk to your doctor about the pros and cons of medications. So in summary, sleep deprivation is a major issue that is treatable. And in order for us to overcome sleep deprivation, we have to value rest just as much as we value work and efficiency. Will you be a part of the revolution? Don't wait. Get some sleep today. Thank you.
Yay. Good job.